And the boys are back in town, everyone. And so are the Seahawks,
Da-na-na-na-na,
too.
da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. The boys are back, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. So are the Seahawks because we got a dub.
We got a dub.
Want to know? Uh, I mean, overall, like for the game, I'll take a dub any day. I think it was more of a somewhat ugly win for us. It should have been maybe the Broncos shouldn't have scored as much as they did. Final score, for those that don't know, 26-20. I don't know what else to say, but what are your quick thoughts on the game, man?
Dub's a dub, but man, if I had hair, I would have lost it after that first half. That was brutal. Any other team that we would have that would have gone up against us, they would have put at least 3 tuds on us. But dude, that defense,
Yeah,
they were flying,
that's what I'm
flying.
talking about. Safety play was great. Cornerbacks were shutting down where they need to shut down, maybe except for like a couple of big plays off of Trey Brown. I
Mm-hmm.
did see that. Um, Offense, the skill positions in offense looked great, excellent, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line, unfortunately, if you've seen the first half, that was the kicker for us. That's where man, what was it, like two safeties? We,
two safeties. I don't remember. Like most teams don't get two in a whole season. We had him in one half, right?
yeah, because and I don't, if I remember correctly, I don't even think we started Christian Haynes at guard for this game either. Which I think after what we saw, I mean, at this point, you might as well put the rookie out there.
I mean, you hate to do a baptism by fire type of situation, but that was bad. So I think in the first half,
hmm
I think the Broncos put up 10 points. I think
hmm It was like
five.
10-9,
Yeah, it
right?
was 10-9, I believe, and I think or 13 points they put up. But out of
Mhm.
those first 10 points the Broncos scored, I remember I looked over at you and I was like, well, how many of those points are actually the defense's fault? Like, I don't think any of them were. they were
No,
they were doing everything that they could.
I couldn't catch some of those. I know you got more details on like the first half because I can only catch, unfortunately, uh, only got like red zone on my side, so I wasn't able to see a little bit of that first half. But yeah, not much production. 10-9. You would think with two safeties and stuff like that in that first half, it's just like, you know what? Just say we just take the L. Like you want Broncos to win this time, right? But that second half though, Ryan
Yeah.
Grubbs, second half, like whatever they had a big meeting, come to Jesus meeting, if you will, in the locker room, came back out and I mean, hey, we scored. So did the Broncos, but we
As
scored more.
as a Huskies fan, we very quickly opened up that Huskies playbook. You could see it too. The Zach Charbonnet touchdown straight out that Huskies playbook, man.
Oh
Like,
man, I think wasn't that busted coverage on that one too?
yeah, it was
When
busted
that play
coverage,
happened?
and it was
I'll
just like
take it
a
though.
it was a QB read. Like he just took it. But you only get that with solid offensive line play. And I think what really took off for us in that second half is we started running the ball like crazy. Kenneth Walker went off. I think he put up I think they put up the stat line at one point. He had something like 17 yards in the whole first half, and then he had like
Mhm.
57 yards on the very first drive that they had.
Yeah, I think he had a total of 103 yards on 20 carries and one tutty.
Yeah, and so
Oh, he had another one back called for holding, unfortunately.
yeah, so let's go with the highlights of that. So we called out defense. What else would you say was a highlight on that? Positives.
For defense, I liked what I saw with. I don't think we saw like a lot of our first round pick in there. I know he was out there. The Not trying to be negative. I know they had like a couple of runs, but if anything, we didn't get gashed on the run game. Only 63 yards. I'll take that. 63 yards for the whole day. It may not look like I say 63, but it kind of looked like they had more yards than that when I was kind of watching that first half. But I'll say, like, man, the winners, the entire defense, like I said, safeties. Julian Love had an interception. Um, Everyone was locking down everybody on the corner from corner, except for like one of our third corners and stuff like that. But our CB1, CB2 lockdown. D line, we had like a lot of sacks. For me, because
Mm-hmm.
at least getting to the quarterback, we can see that more. I'll take that.
Yeah, let me read off some stats for us.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
let's go with total yards. Broncos had 231. Seahawks had 304. I'll take it. Um, Net yards rushing for the Broncos was 99. Net yards passing was 132. Net yards rushing for us was 146. A lot of that was K9.
I'll
And
take that.
total net yards passing was 158. We got 2 sacks and they got 2 sacks. Bo Nix threw 2 picks. Gino threw one. That was part of that first drive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Broncos had 2 fumbles and lost one of them. We had 1 fumble on that muffed kick and we lost that one. Um, but I think the big part of that was there was some come to Jesus moment in that first half after that first half because it did not look like that same team that went out there in the first half for sure.
You were telling me after the because I think I was doing something, and after halftime, you were just like, "Oh my gosh, night and day."
Yeah,
That's all I remember. And I was like, "What? What happened? Oh shoot!" And then we were actually scoring and stuff, and I think it was like a little bit of garbage time. They kind of made it interesting in the second half at one point in the fourth quarter, but that was when Bo Nix was actually. I think he actually reached 100 yards passing in the fourth quarter.
yeah, and he was using his legs a lot. So a lot of those yards that we gave up, I attribute to game time situation. You got a 2-score lead going into the fourth quarter. You're going to play a lot more conservative. You're not going to try to go after every ball and that kind of thing. But yeah, that was the reason that way they were playing that way too was because Broncos had a lot of drives. Like the offense could not stay on the field for the Seahawks, and the defense did not give up an inch. And I think that came out to play towards the end of the fourth quarter. Once that third quarter came around, they were holding on to the ball a little bit more. The
Hmm.
defense was fresh when it came down to the stretch. I mean, they weren't. There was no hands on knees or nothing like that.
Oh yeah. But yeah, at this point, I think if anything, defense helped us win that game. Our offense did what they were supposed to do, except for I don't know what that was in the first half. But defense had to step up because I mean, I got some stats for you here on the defensive side. Leonard Williams had 5 QB hits, and he could have had a six if they didn't see that hold. Boy Mafe also had a sack, 7 pressures, and a TFL on a run stop. And that's what the Seahawks have seen a lot in Boy Mafe, which is also why we had to make some trades at the edge position before this game. So it was what was it, Darrell Taylor?
Yep, he's on the Bears now, and I think he got a sack fumble. And I saw that play. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
saw that too.
a lot of former Seahawks are actually did pretty well too, because I think I saw DJ Dallas had
He got
a
the first dynamic return touchdown for the whole for the season on the Cardinals.
yeah. I'll come back to that in a second. And then I think Colby Parkinson did pretty well for the Rams as well. Those are the three that I saw. But how do you like that dynamic kickoff? First season doing it's different.
It's different, and I think it's one of those things of where they're just trying to have I guess more kickoff returns happen. Although there's days where I miss the old school version, if anything, like because I mean I don't know, that's just like what legends like Devin Hester and them were made of on those kickoffs, man. But this one, I mean, it's possible, and I guess hey, we're protecting the players more, so I'm okay with it as long as our kickers can kick it in the box.
Yeah, I definitely don't think we're allowed to compare the anybody from this dynamic kickoff era to guys like Devin Hester because it's just a
Oh
completely
man.
different like Devin Hester did what Devin Hester did during his time is, I don't think it'll ever be done again. That was, all time great. But it was definitely interesting. I like the idea that, you can force a kickoff or a kick return, sorry, by landing it in that landing zone and, making them have to take it out. Um, but we also saw the first penalty too. I think Matt Prater didn't reach the landing zone, and that started the ball on the 40-yard line. And in today's high flying offenses, field position is crucial. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
when you get that going, you're gonna get a lot more points on the board. As a product, the NFL is probably gonna stand to benefit from more points on the board. Gone are the days of score lines of 10-9 like the Seahawks used to have back in the day.
Yeah, man. I don't miss it right now. I'm here for the McDonald era. Apparently the youngest coach at 37, and they actually like went down from 37 and like the days and stuff. I said, okay, we have to take it down to the days at this point. I was like, okay, just say he's 37.
Dude, in that same graphic, it said the third oldest coach was Sean McVay, and he's been coaching in the NFL for 8 years. Like, can you fathom
He,
that? That's like he's had a
he was
full
a
career.
part of Yeah, he was what? He was a part of the then when they used to be called the Redskins. He was part of that like
Mike
that
Shanahan,
legendary.
yeah, with Matt LaFleur, Kyle Shanahan, like yeah,
Everyone was
there
there,
was
and it's
one more
just like
guy there.
wow,
I can't remember who the other guy was. There was Mike McDonald. They were all
oh,
there on the
wow,
yeah. I
wow. They
think
were all there,
I think Mike McDonald was he was like a quality control or one of those type of positions or one of those
and that's crazy.
members of the staff. But yeah,
Now,
they were all
and
there.
now they're all head coaches.
Yeah,
They're all head coaches now. That's
they're
pretty
all
cool,
killing
man.
it. But
Indeed.
coming back to the Seahawks, man. I mean, the biggest con that I think we took away was that offensive line played. I
Yeah.
mean, This is Scott. What's his name? Scott Huff's first year as an NFL offensive line coach. Did very well for
hmm
the Huskies. I mean, he had a different level of talent and at relatively at the college level than he does now. I mean, where does he have his work cut out for him?
I mean, facing the 49ers twice in a season, that's the biggest part. I don't like that's like the major exams for me.
Yeah,
And Detroit, because that's like a Super Bowl level team we have to face. And now people are saying that's a rivalry, so he has his work cut out for him. This is a very tough schedule we got this season, by the way. So
I haven't actually taken a look too far down the road.
yeah, next we got the Patriots up next.
Who just stunned
So
Cincinnati?
right, so it's one of those things. It's the Patriots being the Patriots, but yeah, anything can go.
Yeah, let's take a look at the. I'm gonna pull up the schedule here. Give me 1 second.
hmm
All right, let's transition over here. So we got New England week 2.
Yep.
We got Miami week 3. That's a tough one.
I
That's
honestly like I mean I can just say this ahead of time. I already have the Seahawks at like 9-8.
do you really? Do you
Like
really?
mhm.
Well, let's take a look here because we
Yeah,
got
keep going.
Lions are uh we got Lions here, which that'll be a
hmm
tough one. We're at Lions as well too. We have Miami at home.
Exactly.
Giants. Giants looked
I mean,
rough, dude.
I would say that should be one of our wins, but it
At
depends on
home.
how we play. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I think I saw something like ever since Daniel Jones signed his extension that he's thrown more touchdowns to opposing teams than his own teammates.
I'm screaming. Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
saw that game.
Our first test against the 49ers, we got on week 6, and that's
hmm
primetime game, Thursday night. We got Falcons, and, Falcons, I don't know what to expect just yet. I think they're still trying to figure themselves out here a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that to like a lot of teams, especially like the Bills, if you will.
Yeah. Bills week 8. I mean, I think we're still trying to figure out Bills, but I was watching Red Zone, man. I mean, first off,
hmm
good to hear Sky Hansen's voice again. Um, Keon Coleman looked like a threat, man. Like Stephon who? Like it was like getting close to that level.
Yeah,
And you
I'm not looking forward to that game.
that Josh Allen is ready to sling the football too.
It depends on where if our defense gels by the time we get into the October season, if you will.
All right, week 9 we got the Rams. Did you catch much of the Rams game last night?
I did. It was like so. If we're struggling with offensive line, I will
Dude,
say that the
yeah,
Rams were also struggling with it as well.
they look tough, man.
Uh, yeah, they. I remember they were talking about it. They flipped like a guard to center and a center to a guard, and they're looking for tackle. They have two new tackles, and stuff like that. So I was just like, oof. But I mean, didn't they come out the win on that one?
Lions came out with the win on that one in overtime.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay. But yeah, but at the very least, if like the Rams are doing that with the Lions, that still doesn't mean they're just gonna
Mm.
lay down and take it though. So
Week 11 we have the Niners again. That's interesting. We got them.
after a bye week, so we
Yeah,
get some rest.
yeah, but we get through the Niners pretty quick this year. And then our
Didn't
first
we
match.
always used to like? Didn't we usually like end with the 49ers or
Yeah,
something
it's
like
always like
that
that.
most
Yeah,
years?
yeah. It's usually a division matchup like a Rams or a 49ers. We always end with.
Yeah,
We got the Cards after that.
cards are gonna be tough.
We
I
still don't
know
we still don't know
they
what to
lost
expect.
against the yeah they lost against the Bills, but I saw that run game.
Yeah.
I seen that run game of theirs, and DJ Dallas was going off on that one. So we'll see.
Then we got the Jets, and we're still trying to figure out who it is. That game is going on as we speak. Does not look
I just
good,
think the
but
49 yeah,
the
49ers
49ers.
got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardinals again at week 14. Packers will be a tough one. Man, we actually got all of
I
our
told you.
all of our out of conference, like 9, I'd be grateful for 9.
See, I told you. That's why I have them at, as at like 9-8, or I'll say 9-8 floor, 10-7 ceiling.
Yeah.
If we
So,
can come out with 10 wins. But
oh,
yeah, towards the end we end off with the Rams.
this
So
this is interesting though. But we have I didn't catch this week 12 Arizona, week 13 Jets, and then week 14 Arizona again. Usually they space them out a little bit further.
mhm.
But we got Packers and Vikings and back to back weeks
Well,
at
basically
home.
it's all of NFC North right here, 15 through 17.
Yeah, and then week 17 at Soldier Field. But that game is going to be tough because we know Gino might. He's not a cold weather quarterback. We'll call it. He
Yeah.
doesn't typically perform. I mean, it's not like Caleb Williams has proven to be that up too. Um,
Yeah, by week 17, you should already know what team you are. Honestly, like by the middle of the season, you should know what kind of team you are.
and
So
and then
it's I
we
think it's going to be tough then.
yeah, for sure. And then we end off with Rams at week 18.
Yep.
I mean, at SoFi, I mean, I think they're going to be
That's going to
battered.
be a tough.
They're going to be
That's going to be
battered
down
by
to the
then.
wire.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
but
I hope we have enough wins to, that's why I'm saying I think right now technically we could get to, I think we can kind of do some little predictions now, but not too heavy. I'm just going to say like I think we're going to be third in the NFC West this year. Only because it's the first new head coach, new defense that we have to iron out the wrinkles from last year because we all said like, hey, we had the new defense. What was it last year?
mhm.
And it didn't work out that well
No.
either. It was like what, our first year going 3-4.
Yeah, for sure. I think I think that was our first year going 3-4. But it was definitely it definitely still had flakes of Pete Carroll's system, and I think
Mm-hmm.
I think Pete Carroll's system timed out with the way that the NFL was moving. But let's count them off. So we started off with a dub.
Yep.
Patriots probably
I
a
want to
dub.
put I want to put a dub, but
Yeah,
it's going to be a hard fought dub.
yeah, I can see it. We're playing at Gillette. It's never easy.
Hmm.
Miami.
I'm going to say a loss right here. I
Yeah,
don't know if our defense can handle that yet.
okay, I can see it. But then we go to Ford Field and Lions.
I want to challenge myself and put a W here because we had their number the past 2 years, I believe. Or
I can see it too. I think we can frustrate that Lions offense, especially when you get Jared Goff off schedule.
although this one's like honestly, this could be an L, but I want us to win that game.
Yeah. So what are we at? We're at 3-1 right now.
Yeah,
Giants has to be a dub.
has to be.
Niners
I'm gonna give the Niners that first game,
at Lumen.
especially after listen, it's a Sunday right there, and we're going straight into a Thursday game. I want to give them that. I want to give them that first one.
Okay.
At best, we can split.
Okay.
At worst, we'll lose both games.
Falcons.
I'm going to, if they get that offense going, that's when we can take an L. But if we can take advantage of what they're going on right now, it could possibly be a dub. But what do you think?
I think that D line. I mean, you got guys like Grady Jarrett. It's just how much I I already have a lot of trust in the way that this defense is flying around and the way that they're generating pressure. I just worry about that
The
offensive
run
line
game, right?
holding up
Oh,
for us.
yeah.
For us, I mean, just the run game as well, especially with guys like Dijon Robinson. But
Bijan,
yeah,
Robin.
yeah, Bijan Mustard. Uh,
I mean, I know we got K9, we got Charbonnet,
I,
Charbonnet, and then I don't know. We have the Lightning and Thunder. If our offense can get going, that'll help our defense. That's what needs to
uh,
happen. We can't do what we did with the Broncos. We low key we kind of made the Broncos kind of look. We made Bo Nix kind of look good, in my opinion.
mhm.
Like
I
he was okay. We took advantage of him being a rookie, but because we
yeah,
saw
that's what.
Reek Woolen got him his
Yeah,
number. So
and Julian Love. But yeah, any other quarterback would have been up on us like 24 to 10 or 24 to
if it
3
was
by the.
if it was the 49ers, that would have been a loss. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie to you.
But okay, I think we take the dub on the Falcons.
Okay.
Bills.
I don't know. I know they don't have all their receivers that they had previously, but I still feel like with Josh Allen running the ball and then potentially and then throwing it, of course, like that, I feel like our defense, I'm going to say an L right here,
Okay.
but that's me.
Okay, what does that put us at? We take an L there. So that puts
Was
us
it
at
like
3-1, 4-1, 4
Four
and
and two,
2, um,
five and
5-2,
two, and then
5-3.
5-3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we split the Rams. I don't know about you.
I can see splitting the Rams. Like I
Okay.
said, like we can get that third spot, or we can get second if we can beat out the Rams, right?
Yeah.
So it's a toss up at 2 and 3 for me,
Yeah. So let's
unless
just.
the Cardinals come through.
That's a big if, man. I think we could take the second in the division, but it really depends on what happens to the Rams because they're getting battered right now. And then Cardinals are going to be a wild card in the sense that we don't know what we're going to get out of them.
Basically, because that run game is, and right now the run we can contain it, but if we can't, that's when it's going to get crazy. So we should be at what, 5 and are you saying we're going to win with the Rams
Yeah. So
in the
let's just
first
say.
meeting or the second meeting?
Well, I think we're going to win in the first meeting because
Okay,
it's at
we can take
Lumen
a win
Field.
there.
So
What's that, 6 and 3?
yep, 6-3.
I think we're going to take a loss again to the 49ers. That's me.
You're going to lose both. You think we're going to lose both times?
Yes. That's like a Super Bowl caliber team right there.
And they haven't
And
really dropped off. I mean, maybe they will. We'll see what happens with injuries with like CMC and that kind of thing. But I can definitely see us losing both to the Niners.
I am looking at that backup running back, and he's doing a fairly good job
I mean, it's
filling
just so
in.
much of it is Kyle Shanahan's scheme, man. Like it's just they could put
Exactly.
literally anybody back there.
Don't get it twisted. CMC is his own guy. He is CMC, and he can elevate that running back position even more. But you can put like you can put DJ Dallas back there. You can put Rashad Penny back there. You can put anyone back there, and they'll have a successful time
Oh yeah,
with that
without a
offensive
doubt.
line of theirs.
Yeah, that offensive line is the truth.
I don't think we're going to be competing with them this year. Now, if we get a win, great, cool. But I think next year we're going to be more fierce than it's going to be. We're going to be dangerous next season. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. So that puts us
So
at
about
6-4.
yeah.
Cardinals. What do we got? I think we could take the dub against the Cardinals.
Well, because we're going to take the dub against those, that means that would be what, eight
Se-
and four.
7-4.
Oh, well, with both wins, or
With
yeah,
both wins against both times we play the
with,
Cardinals.
yeah, that would be
Um.
8-4, right?
Yep. 8-4.
So that means I'm going to maybe say the Jets is a toss up,
Yeah. It
and
really.
we lose.
Do we think Aaron Rodgers makes it to Week 13? That's the question.
That is very true. That other ACL might go.
And well, was it ACL or Achilles? But either way,
Mm-hmm.
man. I mean, depends on what kind of beating he takes. But they invested in that offensive line.
Yeah, he wasn't getting touched as much even in this current game that's happening right now.
But Aaron Rodgers always has our numbers, so I don't mind. I don't mind taking the L on that one.
Okay, so that'll be 8-5 if you want the both with the Cardinals.
Yeah, and then Packers.
So if Love is back by that time, because he's injured right now, I would still.
Yeah,
I'm
Emmanuel's
going to
right.
take an L on that one.
I think from the little I've seen so far, I think mobile quarterbacks are going to give us a headache.
Yeah. I'll take the L with Green Bay. The win with the Vikings. That's if on the Vikings though. And Bears,
I
I'm
think
not too sure.
I think we take the W on Bears just on inexperience.
And then split that. And what
That
do you think
yeah.
for the Rams right there? That's when the loss comes in.
Yep. So what did that put us at?
That's me.
Was that 10-6 or 10-7?
Yeah, like I said, 10-7 is the ceiling, while 9-8 is the floor.
I mean, I can't
It could go lower
with this schedule. If we get 10 wins, I can't complain, man.
if we can get to 10. That's why I'm like 10 is like that's our peak.
Yeah.
And I think that should be enough. Like it depends on how NFC West goes if we can catch that wild card spot. But if we do go to the playoffs, I think it's like we go in and we go out.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's my prediction. If we hit our ceiling, we go into the wild card and we go out and we have a low pick, and I don't know what we're gonna do with quarterback. Because
Yeah.
Geno's last year is what, this year?
It's this
Yeah, we
year.
can get off of his. Yeah, we can get out of his contract after a post June cut.
Is that what it is?
This
mean-
after in next year.
We have Sam Howell. I think the point of bringing him in was just to see what we got, kind of with Drew Lock. Like I don't know if anything will amount to it, but I can see us going after a quarterback next year.
I think Sam Howell is good as our backup because he's a really cheap backup. He has starting experience. He has veteran experience, so it's not like he doesn't know how to start in a game. And I think we can make something work with him. But I wouldn't mind looking at what's in the draft for next year. But we'll see. That depends on like how good we are this year. If we're gonna get the middle picks or even lower.
Yep, for sure.
I
With
got nothing else on the I got nothing else on the season, man.
All right, well, Patriots are up next. I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I think the do we think the offensive line is going to improve between now and then?
Whatever Coach Mayo wants on their side. But hopefully, I would hope so. And we may even start Christian Haynes because at this point, because Bradford wasn't doing it for us.
Yeah, and so we'll just have to see. Thanks for joining us here on Miss Reps. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again.
Peace.